You know, it's good to know the author of a book, because if we know the author, we get past the content of the book and into the intent of the book. And I think the intent of this book was to allow the Spirit of God to flow through Jan onto pages that you and I would read, and then it would dribble into us somehow, which is what has happened as you've penned these words. And so many people here have felt the encouragement of the poems that you've written and the little ditties. And so the intent was great, because our intentions allow God to expand in and through us. And so we appreciate the journey that you have made to go from, no, not me, I couldn't write a book, to a book. You know, that's a big leap. And so we appreciate that because when anybody writes a book, there's a cost. And it's not the cost of the printing place here. And might I add, this is a great place. I've had a number of my little booklets printed here. If you've got any hot stuff on you, bring it in here. They do a good job. You can pay me later, love. But you appreciate the journey when someone has the courage to write from their heart, put it on paper. It's actually a courageous thing to do. I've found that when I've lacked courage, the page has been bland, because you don't quite want to say what you're really thinking, lest you be ostracised. But I got over it and said it anyway. But there's a cost, and there's courage, and there's of course the creativity that we see flowing through these pages. And it's like it's the delight of a child at times on the page, and the quirkiness of a teenager, and the wisdom of a mum. And then there's Jan as well. And you'll see God coming through the poetry in a way that will just draw you closer to him. And maybe he'll be speaking specifically to you. You might smile, you might cry, or you might even hear coming off the pages a very cheeky giggle. And that's Jan taking hold of the essence of God and spilling it into your life. And it's just a wonderful thing. It's very free. It's freeing for her, but it's freeing for those of us who read. And so tonight I'd really encourage you to get involved with this book. You know, to not just to read it, because that's a good thing, but you know what, unless a book's read 3 or 4 times as it gets passed around, it loses something. They say that most books are read at least 6 times over before they're off the thing. So, you know, just don't read it, but enter into the intent of the content. And so I'd just really like to encourage you, Jan, to keep the juices flowing, the creative juices flowing. Because the more you stimulate those creative juices, the greater the flow, and the more books that are going to come out of you. I just want to say, there's a whole lot more books that are going to come. So would you give it up tonight?